tips on getting an offer accepted from a lending perspective, right? From your perspective, like what are you seeing? Like what are things buyers can be doing right now, realtors can be doing to get their buyers' offers accepted?
Absolutely. A great question. Obviously, we always look at it from a perspective of, what can the advisor do to help the offer, or what can the buyer directly do, but what can a lender do? And so what I like to tell anyone I speak to, any client I speak to, any prospect, hey, listen, when I pre-approve you, obviously we're going to ask some questions here. We know you run your credit. We verify income, down payment. Those are all important things, of course. But really, the most important question I ask someone is, okay, number one, where do you feel comfortable for a monthly payment? Because that's huge. I mean, you could afford $1 million home, but if you want to be at a $500,000 price point based on payment, that's something I need to know. So that's the first question I'll ask them. Secondly, I'll ask them, okay, how bad do you want a house right now? And what I mean by that is, of course, you're putting offers in, you want a property, but what are you willing to do on my end to make this offer come to fruition? And obviously, on your end, they'll do things like maybe they'll waive inspections, maybe they'll do an appraisal gap where they're willing to pay a difference if the house comes in lower, of course. But on my end, I'll look at, okay, what programs we're looking at here? Because in some cases, someone might say to me, okay, I want to get pre-approved. I'm interested in first-time home buyer programs, down payment assistance. Great. Down payment assistance is a great program to have. Rhode Island Housing is. But in some situations, as you know, that might not make the offer the strongest. Mm-hmm. So what can we do on my end? I'll give you options. I'll sit down. Okay, you qualify for first-time home buyer down payment assistance. Yes. You qualify for FHA, 3.5% down. Yes. But you know what? Conventional in this case, maybe you want to put down 5 or 10% and go conventional. Okay, that might be the way to go. Not that your offers aren't strong, but it's up to me to educate my clients and let them know in this market what we can do to make their offer the best as possible, the strongest as possible. Yesterday, for example, I had a client interested in a condo. And listen, I mean, condos, obviously great, properties, of course, but they were looking at FHA. And I said, listen, I'm not saying you have to go, you have to change your financing, but if you want a condo in this market, especially with FHA approval, condo, there's very limited condos. So I said, listen, would you, consider now maybe putting down 5% going conventional? Well, do I have to? I said, you don't have to, but I'm going to tell you it's going to open up the door. And all of a sudden now I have someone that's right on that haven't been approved. The offer hasn't been accepted yet, but I've talked to listing agent twice, and it's just a matter of me, giving them one more, kind of confidence and they're going to accept the offer now. Same offer, FHA, they said no. Not that FHA is bad, but my point is, from a lending perspective, we have to educate and let people know, like, hey, listen, this is what you might have to do here. The advisor might be on board as well. And that's something that I feel is very important, having everyone on the same page from the get-go. And something else, Amelia, I feel is very important is feel with, right now in this market with multifamily homes, let's be honest, especially owner-occupied multifamilies. Everyone considers FHA, that's the way you go, 3.5% down, you might need 3 months reserves in certain cases. Okay, great. But when I talk to someone, let's be honest, in this market, FHA, it's not easy getting a multifamily home offer accepted because of the self-sufficiency test where rents have to cover the mortgage in full. We deal with that a lot in 3 and 4 unit properties. So what I recommend, this is my perspective of getting an offer accepted. If they can go conventional, we have now 5% down conventional for owner occupied. Sure, it's not 3.5%, but if you do 5% down, you need 6 months reserves. Okay, I get that. You can get funds gifted. So I think another example of a situation where, hey, multifamily, all things being equal, if someone's conventional versus an FHA, I think that conventional offer has, a better shot of getting accepted. There's less red tape sometimes on those deals.